What's up? This is Gardy with Clear Life Media, Clear Life Combat. We're here in League City at the Clear Life HQ. I have a guest that's hanging out. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and we're going to find out everything that he has going on. Hey, how's it going?
What's going on, man? Doug Mcfarland. Some people know me, but a lot of people is going to find out about me eventually. So,
yeah, you have some MMA fights.
Mm-hmm.
You have a whole career outside of MMA. You have a lot going on. Right, so I guess first tell me what you've accomplished in Elevate, and then we're gonna get into everything else.
All right. So I started training like this October will make 2 years I've been training. I've dedicated a lot of time into this, and I made my debut I think earlier this year, and I think I had all 3 fights this year too. And now I'm the 185 champ for Elevate mixed martial arts. You know what I mean? Dude. It's been a journey already. And I really just gonna keep going. I mean, I'm just trying. That's all. I'm doing my best.
Yeah, the Elevate champion, 185 pounds. Was that the goal from the beginning? I mean, having 3 fights in a year, and I think you may have another one, some fight news potentially coming up later. But was that always the goal, or how has that been?
It hasn't been a goal. I really don't care too much about amateurs. It's everything after. Everything after the amateurs. This is all experience. Yeah, you get some bragging rights, being champ and stuff like that. But it haven't been the goal. I mean, I guess it's like a small goal to like an ultimate goal. But dude, to me, it really don't. It don't really mean much. And like fight news, there is some fight news. Potentially, I'm gonna save it. But I've started, and like I have accomplished some things. I've surprised some people, and dude, I just want to keep surprising people. That's really the goal now. I want to be best in the world, so like that's the goal, and I'm gonna keep working to get there. So yeah, the amateurs, it's cool and all, but it don't really mean much in the long term where I'm trying to get to. This is just the beginning, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that transition to MMA. I mean, even just looking at you, you look like an athlete. So what's the background of that? I mean, did you play a lot of sports, and what was your sport before? And then how did that transition happen?
I always tell people, I wish I would have started earlier. And like I said, I've been training, like I'm finna make 2 years training. And I always tell people that, I wish I would have started at like 9, 10, 11 years old, 12 years old, or even like in high school training. But it's like, so I played basketball like all growing up, and I think that has contributed to me like learning fast and getting different techniques down. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like God has a plan, and that was His plan, and I think that has helped me get to where I'm at today. So like for instance, like footwork, right? Angling off or doing different types of footwork drills or different footwork techniques and stuff like that. If I didn't ever play basketball, I probably wouldn't got it. I probably have 2 left feet type of thing. So I think that's just God's plan, dude. Yeah, that's just God's plan.
You see a lot of wrestling athletes making that transition. It's easy. You see even some people that play football, but you don't see that many people that play basketball. There are, some dangerous people even in the NBA who have, obviously they're large human beings, athletic, and do have some martial arts background. But I have seen some clips of some fighters taking shots and they're awful. It's so funny. It's like, man, you are so athletic. You are, you're a killer. But then the jump shot, it's like, I feel like I could kill you on the basketball court. Right?
Yeah. Dude, it's like, you see the wrestling and, like I know a bunch of wrestlers that can't strike. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just the coordination and, that you get from basketball and like the footwork and the explosiveness and stuff like that. it all correlates. I know some football players that can't strike either, or can't wrestle, or can do either. But yeah, I mean, an athlete is an athlete. I get it. But for me, basketball, I think basketball has helped me a bunch. I think like a bunch. But I mean, I always wanted to fight. You know, I got caring parents, so they ain't gonna let me fight. They used to tell me I'm gonna get beat up. I don't know if you can't cuss. I'm not gonna. but yeah, I had caring parents. So they told me I couldn't fight, so I just played basketball instead.
Yeah,
and then it helps a bunch.
Was anybody surprised, or even your parents? Maybe they weren't surprised.
They were surprised. They was like, "You crazy for doing that?" But then now, I have caring parents, and they like, "You gonna get yourself hurt, or you gonna like hurt yourself, blah blah blah. You gonna be able to come back from it." But I think I'm proving to everybody that I can handle myself. I'm good.
Yeah.
My mama look at me like a killer now, like still have a little baby.
Yeah, I've had the chance. I've been at every one of your fights.
Yeah.
You know, with Elevate FC, and I mean every fight you're adding on. You know, there's something different that's shown. Yeah, it's been exciting to watch.
Yeah, dude, I feel like I'm getting like so much better, like each time I fight. It's weird because like I'll go back and watch my fights, and then like the first fight, like the movement is like I look at it now, I'm like, dude, I suck. You know what I mean? Or a second fight, I'm like, me moving and me striking and me wrestling, like I suck. Even the last fight I just had, championship fight, I'm like, dude, I really suck. Like compared to where I am now, I'm just getting better and better. What
kind of things are you working on in your game? What do you want to improve on?
I want to be an all-rounded fighter. Like wherever the fight comes to, I should be able to thrive in that situation. I think it's just having a whole bunch of tools in the toolbox. I don't have to not have a, like, for like example, you're on a construction site, and then you don't have a tool, then you gotta go to Home Depot or whatever. I just got everything I need right here. So whenever a situation comes, I can handle it. If I'm getting outstruck, then I know I can use my grappling. You know what I mean? Or I'm getting out grappled, I can be able to defend takedowns and then keep my striking, or keep it into striking range and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you excited to be able to show some more of your grappling or jiu-jitsu in future fights?
Yeah, for sure. Dude, I have like a list of like submissions I want to get. Calf slicer being number one. Dude, I want a calf slicer so bad. I want a calf slicer.
What else is on the list? Is that your favorite submission to go for?
Not my favorite submission. But I don't really have a favorite submission. I got like favorite guards, but I don't have like favorite submissions really. But like I want a calf slicer, I want a Kimura, I want a twister, and a guillotine. I want a guillotine.
Awesome.
I think guillotine is just, you just look cool doing a guillotine.
You do, yeah.
The John Jones versus Machida, that guillotine was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, tell me about your gym. Where do you train, and how is it over there?
I train at Odyssey Martial Arts under Jeremiah Talley. That's my coach, Jeremiah, and his wife Crystal. We have it's a newer gym, but everybody's progressing so fast, and we're just like getting better together. And we're working as like a family almost, to lifting each other up and helping each other out. There's some people that's better at this, some people better at this, and it just kind of just mixes, and everybody kind of just grows together. And then our coach Jeremiah is, like we already discussed, he's a killer dude. I don't want to get too much into his background, but he's from Colorado. And he's trained with the best of the best. And dude, I honestly think he, like, if he went to the UFC, he would probably be one of the best too. Like, he's that serious, for real.
Yeah, we were talking before we started the podcast, and just looking at him, he just looks dangerous.
Yeah, dude. Like a story, one quick story. Like, I first went into, I got introduced to Odyssey through like a mutual friend or whatever. But I first saw him, And then number one, like he looks super young. And then another thing is like he just looked like he has like that aura of like I don't know, like just darkness, violent, like I can kill you type of aura. But dude, he's the sweetest thing you could be, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, talking to him, always super cool, super kind. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, he's super kind.
But then, looking at him, I feel in any situation, he's a big person, you know, dude, physically, but then he carries himself, and it does look like
he's just as tall as me, but got like 30 pounds maybe, something like that. Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah, awesome. So that's out in Spring, right?
Yeah, out in Spring, Texas. Yeah.
I went out there the one time to film with you before the title fight, and there was a couple. Y'all were working on some, you know, situational stuff. Is that kind of how it goes? I mean, is it mainly fighters, or is there people who are, you know, hobbyists? Is it for everyone? Or?
We have some guys that want to fight in the future, but I think it's more hobbyists. But they help any way they can in people's fight camps and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's more of a hobbyist gym a little bit.
Yeah. It's good to have a good mix, especially if there's, I mean, people who are interested in fighting, and that's, I mean, that's where you start.
Yeah, but I think our training, because Jeremiah was once a fighter, so like our training is like kind of more geared to fighting. Like, yeah, we do jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, and like we do a bunch of like jiu-jitsu specific moves and stuff like that, but we do a bunch of variations where if like this hobbyist guy gets in a fight and like at a bar or something, he can defend himself.
Oh, for sure.
Like in an actual fight.
Yeah, so. Against, especially if somebody doesn't have training. I mean, the majority of people don't even walk into a martial arts gym.
Yeah,
we were sure. You know,
you're automatically a killer. You walk into a martial arts gym. Something wrong with you.
Yeah.
And I think our training, like going back to your question, I think our training, like when you came down, we were doing like different positions and stuff like that. I think that's the best type of training. To be honest with you, like you start or you drill this position over and over, or you slow it down, then you speed it all the way up. Okay, you got it. Now, like, utilize this position type of thing. I think that's the best type of training. I mean, it's working. So it's like, it's working.
What about outside of fighting? What do you got going on, and even goals that you may have there?
I'm a normal person. I'm a normal person that got like normal. People got stuff going on in their lives. I do too. I'm really focused on fighting. I don't got too much going on.
Yeah. You have time for like a girlfriend or any of that?
Yeah,
stuff?
I got a girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a girlfriend.
You answered that quick.
Yeah.
So you got,
I'm like,
she's watching.
Gotta make sure.
Of course.
Like some. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
What about even like video games, or like sometimes and these are things that we ask whenever we talk to fighters as well. It's like, because some like, man, I got dogs, I got pets, I like fishing, I like video games, I like cooking. There's different things that connect to people. I think even outside of fighting.
I think this is I mean, I don't really look at it as like I don't really look at it like that. This is kind of my hobby as well. I just like the art of different martial arts, if that makes sense. Like, I love boxing, I love Muay Thai, I love jiu-jitsu, I like wrestling. I ain't too big on that karate, taekwondo stuff. I do some of it, but I just like the art of fighting. So I just watch fights and different practices and their like Pacific martial arts, I guess. I do a bunch of studying. I think that's gotten to me where I'm at pretty fast too. A bunch of studying. Like, I'm studying someone every single week, a different person from a different. If that's like from boxing, if that's like Floyd Mayweather or Gervonta Davis, or right now I'm studying Sugar Ray Leonard. And then like next week I'll study, I don't know, Hodger Gracie or Marcelo Garcia or Craig Jones or somebody, or I might go study wrestling and study like Jordan Burroughs or something like that. I mean, it's just I just like that art of like combat. So I mean, that's more like my hobby.
Yeah. Whenever you do study, is it mainly just watching some of their their footage or even like looking at clips, or how do you go about that?
I am well, how I learn, I like look at it and then like I'll rewind and like, or I'll rewind again, and then like those little things, then I'll like pick it apart a little bit, and then I'll try it. I'm like, all right, I got it, and then I'll just keep going. That's how I like to study.
Yeah,
it's always worked for me. So
that's cool.
Even when playing basketball, yeah.
Whenever it comes to, I guess, an MMA individual that you look up to or you're trying to model your game after, are there different pieces you're taking pieces from other people's game, or is there that fighter that you're like, if I could be like this, that's the goal?
There's no specific fighter. Actually, yes. I have a favorite fighter, and that's Corey Sandhagen. That's my favorite fighter. I think he is like an all around guy, and I think he has showed that in a bunch of his fights that he's all around. He has jiu-jitsu, he has the wrestling, he has the striking, he has everything, the Muay Thai, all that. I just want to be all around. So when it to be all around, I feel like you have to look at people that's the best in their specific area. Like for instance, like Khabib, he's a grappler. He wrestles. He holds you down and beats you up and punch your face in. So like, if I want to like study that, or if I want to like add that to my game, that's who I'm gonna watch. That type of thing. If I want to study, or if I want to learn, for instance, let's say like striking, or I'm gonna go watch Sanchai and all his Muay Thai fights and stuff like that. I've watched hundreds of Sanchai's Muay Thai fights. I won't say hundreds, but like I'll definitely watch probably like 50 of them, and just taking what he does, even if it's just a little bit each fight, and see what he does. And that's all it really is, just grabbing a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, and just putting it together. And now you making a complete fighter. Yeah.
What do you think about Elevate as a promotion with their grappling stuff, the fighting championship? How has it been? How have they treated you?
They treated me great. From my experience, yeah, they treated me great. I think that Elevate is going to be one of the biggest promotions out there. And aren't they doing like something in Dallas? Like
yeah, submission. The submission series is going out to Dallas.
Yeah, dude, that's like they're expanding, and they have this great media team. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So it's like they're like, and I think out of all of most of the promotions I've seen, they have like the best like promotion of their fighters and exposure of their fighters as well. That's what's so great about Elevate, for real.
Yeah, the events too. I mean, we were talking about that. It's more, we get to go to a lot of different events, grappling, boxing, MMA, and some of them there's levels and I guess production, and there's a lot of work that goes into making anything successful. Stuff that the person who goes and views, or even a fighter, may not see all of it, but you can respect it and be like, hey, wow, this happened. Or even from maybe the first Elevate that you competed on till now, the one.
Yeah, the promotion has gotten much better, and like, yeah, it's crazy, yeah.
So there is that growth, and it's still a young promotion, so it's been exciting to see and watch, and shout out to Chris.
Yeah, it's gonna be bigger and bigger. How old is it? How old is like Elevate?
I think maybe 2 years old.
Dude, that's crazy how like fast it's growing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we were at the first one is it was the Booker T World Gym Arena in Texas City at that time, which is not too far from here, which we were excited about because, man, there's an MMA promotion.
Yeah.
And at the time we were actually working out at Texas City. Like, you could walk to where the venue was. From then till they outgrew that venue. And
they finna outgrow the next one.
They're about. It looks like they're about to.
Is that they're gonna have to find something?
Yeah.
They the parking. Ain't enough seats. they outgrowing it for real.
Oh, parking for sure. We were talking about that. You run out of the parking and stuff. So, man, the growth is, man, you can see it. I wish we had a fight venue that is just a fight venue. So there's Red Owl Boxing Arena, and that's on the northwest side of Houston. And we've been there a couple times, but
what is it called again?
Red Owl. boxing
I ain't never heard of
arena.
that one.
So we've done some events out of there before. Not an MMA event, but boxing. Like DAZN will put on some events there. We worked with Team Combat League. It's cool because it's a fight venue. It's set up for fighting, but I wish they had maybe another one even on our side of town. Because we like stuff on our side of town.
We don't want to travel that far.
Yeah, but I mean, what's it like? There's a lot of gyms, like great gyms, jiu-jitsu gyms. You know, there's Odyssey, Sammy's Muay Thai. There's House of Dragons, War Training Center, Carlson Gracie. You know what I mean? There's so many on the north side and over there, and there's more gyms that are coming on our side. But it is cool to see. There's a lot of people and up and coming fighters.
Yeah.
You know, who are some people, if you want to answer this, that you've been able to watch on Elevate that maybe aren't your teammates, but have you had a chance to watch any fights and be like, man, I don't know if you consider yourself a fan, be like, hey, I appreciate watching them fight as a local person.
Marco.
Esparza?
Marco. I like his game.
Dude, Marco is a killer.
Marco's a killer, bro.
He comes out with those crazy, like literal crazy eyes. Like I've shown him pictures. And he's like, dude, I look crazy. I'm like, yes, yes, you do,
dude. I just saw him at CGL too. And dude, he's like funny. Like in person, he's funny. And like I follow him on Instagram, he's funny. Dude, this is a funny guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marco. I'm a fan of Marco. Noah. You know Noah.
Nawadi?
You know Wadi.
Yeah.
I like Noah.
He's out of Third Coast.
Third Coast.
Yeah,
takes Third Coast.
Yeah.
Noah
Nawadi, and I like shout out to him and his podcast and stuff. I love whenever people just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it, and it looks good.
Yeah.
Talking to fighters and helping promote.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be getting on it, so you need to hurry up and hit me up.
Come on, Noah.
Y'all haven't heard. I mean, this guy hasn't made his debut yet. But Yusuf Abbas, that motherfucker is a killer, and he need to hurry up and make his debut. So y'all go spam Yusuf, or y'all go hit Yusuf up in his DMs and tell him to come fight. He need to hurry up.
Yeah,
he need to hurry up.
I'm a Yusuf fan. I like Yusuf.
Yusuf is a killer. I don't know why he ain't fighting yet.
Yeah,
but wherever he debuts at is 55, 45. Dude, he's gonna make some noise. Like he'll become champion just like that. Yeah, the use of the killer. So
I've seen him compete for submission series, and he's had some great performances. He can, even from the walkout to the match, it's like it's like you can tell by the look in his face, like I'm destined to do this. It kind of has that aura that we talked about. Just carries himself in that way. Yeah. It's cool to watch.
Yeah, he need to hurry up. I'm it's funny because like we just had this conversation last night at the gym, and I told Jeremiah, I'm like, I'm gonna make sure, cause I'm gonna pressure him. I hope this part, y'all need to make a clip of this and like make this into a reel and be like, Yusuf Abbas needs to fight. Yeah, because he's a killer.
Yeah, info at Clear Life Media. I can help set up his fights.
Yeah.
Yusuf
needs to fight.
Yusuf's gonna see himself on a poster.
We need to create a tag or something. But Yusuf need to make his debut. That's what needs to happen.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
I love it. What about some fight news for you? Is there any dates that are coming up, and what are you looking to do?
I mean, I've said yes to this fight. I kind of want to keep it a little bit. Keep it suspicious still.
Maybe fighting this year?
November 10th. I'm 95% sure we fighting. But it's not going to be in MMA.
We're doing boxing?
It's not going to be in MMA, but it's going to be in my same weight.
Okay.
And it's a title fight.
A title fight.
I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Okay.
And then whatever, everybody make their speculation.
Awesome. Is that
keep it like exciting?
Is that you thinking for Elevate?
Yeah, for Elevate. Yeah, Elevate.
A title fight.
You only got a couple
Elevate.
choices there, but
yeah, I know. What I was thinking. So it's either gonna be grappling, kickboxing, and if it's not MMA.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Unless Chris with Elevate always has stuff up his sleeve. I wouldn't be surprised if he had some boxing or
something. Taekwondo match or something.
The power slap.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched any of that? Even the highlights, it's
Dude,
showing up on
I'm
your
seeing
feed.
it on like Instagram on my feed.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
But actually, I watched a couple videos on car jiu-jitsu. That's pretty cool.
I think
that's car jiu-jitsu.
Oh yes, car jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, car jiu-jitsu. That looks fun. That looks fun. Choking people with seatbelts and stuff. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. The other day I was at a barbecue restaurant and they had TVs on. It was like ESPN, not like the Ocho or whatever. I don't know what it was, but it was something, and it had had to be the Russians because it usually is. And there was a thing where I was like, I don't even know what's going on. But the thing that stood out, I was like, the production on this is so bad.
Yeah.
But it was so good. Like,
Yeah,
what? I don't even
so
know what was
good.
going on. It was entertaining.
Dude.
And I was like, man, Clear Life needs to get into some of these things.
Dude, like, first of all, I think that would be a great like addition to like the sport, the jiu-jitsu sport. That's just cool to do. Like, but I think everybody like should train like once a month in like the car or some type of scenario.
Things
like
would
cool.
go down. Like, think about like now with Uber, like what we do, and just being able to defend it. Even if you're an Uber driver, or you're just like, hey, if you ever have to use it, you never know.
Yeah, what if a dude like you get in an Uber and the dude just like pull a mask up and like put his gloves on? Like, what you gonna do?
At the gas station, you're in the car, the gas is pumping. People, you don't lock the door. There's all kinds of things that can happen.
That's cool, bro.
I can see it could be relevant to real life, and why not?
Yeah, it is like just fun. Like we should like for everybody like once a month for people's open mat. Just be like, all right, I'm just gonna buy this used car and then he's gonna do rounds in the car. Like that's just that's a good idea.
So with the slapping stuff, like power slap, whenever that first started coming up, Kurt was like, you think we should do that? Bring it? Because as far as I haven't seen it in Texas, and I was like, probably not.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Professor Joe Solis about it. I'm like, so the commission has to be involved, and he's like, oh yeah, definitely 100%. The commission has to be involved. One thing, he's like, dang, once the government gets involved, sometimes it
that's like the backyard brawl.
Some backyard, yeah.
On the YouTube, yeah.
We're AMI backyard.
Yeah.
This is just testing.
What are they gonna come do? Shut it down?
I put it on. I put it on in my house just to see how my kids would react. I have some kids, just different age than my wife, but they were all glued to the TV. And I'll have MMA or especially jiu-jitsu on. They're like, Daddy, change the channel. My kids will watch some MMA, but like with jiu-jitsu, they're like, we want to watch cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But power slap, they were like, oh, it was just interesting to me how it appealed to them, different than even grappling. I was like, oh, okay. Interesting.
Dude, I do not like, I'm not gonna lie, the power slap, I just don't, I can't get into it.
It's like truck drivers.
It's so dumb to me.
Yeah, but I've seen them like work out and lift weights and like the things that they're doing.
Yeah, like
specific training.
It's just so like retarded to
I feel
me,
it,
dude.
yeah.
I don't like I'm gonna stand up here, let you hit me and get brain damage.
Right, 1 for 1.
This is dumb. I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
This is stupid. I'd rather watch a fight.
What about your overall goals for MMA, or even is there a certain number of fights before turning pro or like long term? What are you thinking?
As a turning pro, there's not a date on it or like a specific number of fights. I don't like how MMA guys like just do 5 or 6 fights and go pro. I don't really like that. It kind of don't make sense when you look at other, like for boxing, for instance, they got like 150 amateur fights before they actually go pro, and like they got that much experience, and then a lot of guys they go pro and then like fail, or I guess they went pro, so I guess they succeeded, but like you know what I'm trying to say, like they don't do it as great as they want to do. They
hadn't been tested in a way.
Yeah, maybe. They haven't been. They don't have that experience. I mean, you can have all the technique in the world, and you can have all the capabilities, but I feel like you just need that experience. I think experience is a big part of like life in general and like anything you do. You just need some experience in it. So I don't really have a date on it. So when I get enough experience, I feel like me and my coaches feel like I got enough experience and enough skill and stuff like that, then we go pro. As far as like when we do go pro, dude, I like, this is a cliche, everybody say this, I want to be the best in the world, but like that's like 100%, like I want to be the best mixed martial artist to like ever live, and when I die, that legacy is like he was like the greatest. That's me. So that's like the overall. That's what it is. Yeah, and another goal is don't get hurt. Well, I'm gonna get hurt, have bumps and bruises, but I don't want it to like an ACL or something to like not fulfill that or slow down that process.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Outside of fighting, you have a career. What do you do, and what's it like being a real American hero?
I knew he was gonna ask it. I was trying not to get into it.
Doing hero stuff, hero things. Everybody I talked to you before is like, just doing hero things.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, it's true though. It is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Dude, that was so cringy when I watched it back. I was like, you do hero stuff. I'm like, why did I say that?
Was one of the best things.
Like, what is wrong with me? Like, we'll see. We just talked about experience in interviews and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm a fireman.
That's pretty cool, though. I mean,
it's cool.
Is that something that as a kid you wanted to be? Because
Nope.
my it's not.
Nope.
So how did you end up on that path?
It's a weird story, but I won't get into too much detail, but I literally woke up one morning and life's not going great right now. And I'm like, I gotta do something, and then. Dude, I had a thought like, oh, I'm gonna be a fireman. So like, I just like woke up the next morning, and I went to like 3 stations, and then 2 of those stations like they didn't answer or they wasn't there or something like that. I can't really remember. And then I went to one more station, and then I went in, and it was like the admin office of that fire station or whatever. And then I went in. I'm like, all right, how do I become a fireman? And she's like, you're in luck. Here's an application, and this has to be submitted today before 5 p.m. when it closes, and then the registration for that fire academy closes. So like the day I met the deadline, like right in time to submit it. So I'm like, this gotta be what it, or this gotta be the plan.
Yeah.
So I just went with it, and here I am now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sometimes those things just fall into place, and like for me personally, I'm like, that has to be God. Like like one of those things.
Yeah, it gotta be. It gotta be.
That's pretty cool.
I don't believe in coincidence.
Yeah. I love it. That's awesome. Man, so outside of fighting, you're a firefighter. You got time for, family, friends, and all that, but mainly, I mean, it's just training.
Yeah, just training. That's dude, being a fireman, that's like my break from fighting. I'm training like 2 times a day, or I'm training every single day, and sometimes 2 times a day, or then if I'm in fight camp, I'm training like 2 or 3 times a day, type of thing. I take I just drive it into my body, just drive it into the ground like every day. And training, not just like getting on the mats and train, like I lift weights and stuff like that, or go run, or something like that. Different aspects of keeping your body in shape.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your social media, Instagram.
Yeah,
so
sure.
we talked about this just a tad, but I was like, I don't want to get into the story if there is one or whatever. But whenever you message back and forth, it says The Biggest Loser as like your name instead.
I think I did that when I first. And I ain't been training that long, but like, I can't remember when that time period.
Because do you have 2 Instagrams still?
I do have 2 Instagrams,
right? Which is smart.
Yeah, I don't really want to get on I get on the newest one most of the time. So I walked into first time walking into the gym. I'm not the first time walking into the gym, but maybe like the first 2 weeks of training jiu-jitsu. Dude, I am 6'3" and I'm 200 pounds, right? And we were doing like we were in a gi, and I think we were doing like back stuff for that day, or back escapes or something like that. And dude, like when I let a like 5'2" female, 125 female choke me out with a freaking gi, I'm like, all right, I suck, I'm a loser, but I'm gonna stay at this, and I'm gonna be like the biggest name. And so I just said Biggest Loser. It's kind of just, I don't know, it's corny, but whatever. Yeah. I just put it, and I just don't change stuff. It just stays in my bio until I feel like tired of looking at it.
Until you make a new Instagram.
Yeah, until I make a new Instagram or change it or whatever.
Yeah,
it's whatever.
That's awesome.
I'm like nonchalant about that stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Dude, I don't know. We can talk about anything. I don't care.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff happening in the world right now.
There is. There's a lot of stuff happening.
Dude, I watched the presidential debate. That was hilarious.
Dude, yeah, I was watching it, and so again, I got my kids and stuff, but I was also watching because Cody Steele was supposed to fight on the Dana White's Contender Series. Did you see what happened with that as well?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was. So Cody Steele was on Contender Series. Fought out of Fury, Brazilian Fight Factory, black belt, high level. He moved out Syndicate MMA in Las Vegas. Has been training there. Aljamain Sterling, Marab, like these guys, right? He's fighting at 155. He's supposed to fight the only guy who's beat Alex Pereira, so in a submission. So this is the opponent. The dude's making 155 at weigh-ins. It was intense, the guy. But then I guess what's being reported is that he had a panic attack about an hour before the fight with Cody. They're in Vegas, like hands wrapped and everything. Someone comes back there and says, "Hey, unwrap your hands. The fight's off." But they're like, "Man, what happened?" They take it off, and then they come back 20 minutes, 30 minutes later. Hey, fight's back on. And then whenever it's like 5-10 minutes before they make the walk, the fight's off again. So being backstage, Dana White Contender Series, about to go fight the biggest fight of your life for a UFC contract, and the dude, and I'm not one to judge because I've never stepped into a cage. I'm not, a fighter. So that's not my place. I've never done it. But like for him to, that I feel bad for Cody. I feel bad for the other guy, but that's what happened. So I'm watching this unfold and the presidential debate. It was on the phone, on the TV at the same time to wrap it all back around. I'm like, I don't know which has more drama.
Yeah,
which one has more
like, I played in playoff games for basketball, and I fought before, but nothing compares to like the adrenaline and the high you have when you're like stepping into the cage and like fighting and after the fight and stuff like that. But you're supposed to let that fuel you.
Yeah,
I feel like. But I guess it's to each their own. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I've competed in jiu-jitsu competitions before, and that's totally different than an MMA walk or even like a super fight. There's so many people that are around, but you still have those butterfly or those feelings. And I was talking to Steffi Trevino, I guess this was 2 days ago, out of Team Osiris. Her and Robert Dizelle are the owners there, and she was talking about the mindset training and all those things. And I've done some work with that as well, where it's like, oh, those are good things. That means you care. How do you channel that and use it for, I get to do this. I don't have to. Thank God I'm healthy, and this is a good feeling. And then even use that to channel to motivate you in a way. So I don't know. It's a pretty cool. Yeah. It's a pretty cool thing. I guess the more you compete, I'm sure the easier it gets. I don't
know, dude. Like, it's like up and down for me. My first fight, I felt super calm, like super calm and ready. Like I had that nerves, but I think I channeled it great. Dude, my second fight, like I was more nervous for my second fight than my first fight. And then in my third fight, I was like super, like probably the most calm. And then like midway through the fight, then I felt like adrenaline. It was like weird. Like
was it like a second wind or something? You think, or
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Did you run track or do anything like that as well?
Nah, I don't want no track. Nah. I hate
because they always talk about that, like in the 400 or something like that. I'm like, and I tried to run the 400 like in junior high and stuff, and I'm like, they keep talking about the second wind. I'm like, hauling all the way around. I was like, I never felt that way.
Like, I ain't like track. I mean, I get on the track for workouts, like sprints and stuff, but, or I mean, I used or just run long distance, but competing, nah, I ain't that fast. Even like my first jiu-jitsu competition, dude, I don't remember anything, or I didn't remember anything until I watched it back, and I'm like, okay, I remember that. But my first jiu-jitsu competition was like nothing. Like everything was like a blur. Like I think it lasted like 2 minutes. I finished with an arm bar. Dude, I remember getting an arm bar. Yeah, like adrenaline is crazy.
Yeah.
But the more you compete, the more experience you get. It kind of like starts to fade, but it still comes back in like waves, I guess. At least for me, it does.
Mm-hmm. I think that's why it's so important to capture these things, you know, with even like the fights. There's some promotions that we see, they don't broadcast it or they don't film it. And it's like, if you don't, there's no record that it happened. You know, the fighters to be able to go back and watch break down theirs, or even other fighters, you know, studying them. A lot of times we broadcast more than fights, but like football games and some of those things, some of these football games will get like 30,000 views, which is crazy. But we'll see people come subscribe, like other coaches that are scouting. And the other thing, one of the person who has bought the most pay-per-views from Clear Life Media is the striking MMA coach from Gracie Barra, the Woodlands. Almost every production that we've put on, 100% he's gone through, because either one of his fighters is on there, or one of his fighters is going to be fighting someone else is on there. So I always see him, I'm like,
what's his name?
His name slipped my mind.
I was just down there the other day. Yeah, training down there.
He's super cool, and yeah, we always see, and he gives us feedback too. He's like, dude, hey, and he sees things that we add that maybe we think nobody else notices. He's like, hey, I noticed y'all changed the graphic. Like, good job. Like all this stuff. We're like, dude, thank you. Like that actually means a lot, because he's been there from probably Elevate 1, you know, Amateur Series 1, and now we're on like Fight Night 5 or something like that. And so that's pretty cool. And I'll think of his name as soon as this broadcast ends.
Yeah, right.
I'll remember it.
Yeah.
What was that like? You went over there and trained, or?
Got a little invite from Ricky.
How was that?
That was good. Dude, it was good. I like going to different gyms and seeing where I'm at. For like, I do it all the time. Like they got jiu-jitsu, Torres jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I used to go to Texas Third Coast, Gracie Baja. Dude, I go to boxing gyms and just test out the boxing from guys that actually, you know, that's all they do is throw hands. And it's like, it's good. Just test yourself. Yeah.
GB the Woodlands, you know, going back to them, they have some really good.
Oh, another. I'm a fan of Jose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jose is good.
Yeah. He just won.
Yeah, he just won that 35.
Yeah. I was going to say those 35, 45, 55. You know, Jake Heffernan, he's a pro and has been doing it for, if you go back and look at some of these Houston cards from, you know, years ago, he's on there, but he's still up there at a high level. Jake Heffernan and obviously Alex Morano.
Dude,
and
Jose is like, Jose is going to be good, man.
He is.
Dude, Jose is going to be good. Like, he is super, like, technical and, like, composed. And, like, when I train with him, I'm like, oh, snap. Like, yeah, this dude is good. Yeah. I had to stay on my toes. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he was good. He fought for the title, and that was a good fight.
Yeah.
That was a good fight.
He finished him with like a like left kick to the liver or something.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah. I was there. I was on my feet for that one. Like, that's my boy. Yeah.
Had you trained with him? You trained with him before that?
I haven't trained him. I haven't trained. My first time like meeting him was when I went down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome. So we're looking out for you in November for Elevate a title fight. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know
for
yet.
What yet.
No,
but
we don't know yet.
Hey, if somebody wants,
I know, but y'all know. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna surprise a lot of people.
So if somebody wants to follow you and stay involved and up to date, what's the best way for them to do that?
Just follow me on Instagram, at Doug Mcfarland MMA, and that's all I really get on. I don't get on Snapchat or Twitter or I don't really get on much social media. I get on TikTok a lot, but I don't post nothing. I'm just a user in there and just scroll. Yeah, on my free time. That's it. Maybe look at some different stuff that's going on.
Yeah. Does a lot of fight stuff pop up on there?
On my feed, yeah. A bunch of fight stuff. A bunch of fight stuff. A bunch of fight stuff. A bunch of like Christian stuff, and a bunch of like political stuff. I don't know. Politics is funny to me. I think all this is like politics. I think this is so like.
You got a future in it?
Huh?
You ever thought about running
Dude,
for office?
I'm gonna run for president.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run for president. I think I gotta be 35. I'm gonna run. I'm dead serious. Like I'm a dead serious run. Like Kanye.
I mean, but like what kind of policies? Like what would you be running on?
Common sense. I feel like everybody make this so like scientific or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is just like common sense. I don't know. It's just like, for instance, like everybody think this is democracy. It's not a democracy. This is like, there in our Constitution, nowhere does it state democracy in our Constitution. This is a constitutional republic. So stuff like that, like people don't do their research really.
You know, with the debate, as I'm watching Cody Still's fight go down, Dana White series, and the debate on the TV, they ask them questions and nobody really wants to answer. I get it because they probably practice and they dance around these things, and then like someone straight up lies, and then they answer, they get called out, and the other person straight up lies. I'm like, both of y'all are just like,
it's like
they correct each other.
Oh my gosh,
what's
like,
it's crazy.
Just just like be truthful and just be truthful. And I think a lot of it is like America's not God fearing no more. And people want to live their own way instead of living how God says you should live. And the way I'm looking at it is like God give us these rules for a reason, and when you don't follow these rules, like bad things happen. There's a reason why he says don't do this. It's a reason why he says like don't commit adultery, or thou shalt not commit adultery, because if you commit adultery, that ruins your family. You get divorced, and now it's just a bunch of trauma. If you have kids, for your kids, now he's growing up without a mom or dad, or you know what I mean, just stuff like that. Or like don't have sex out of wedlock or whatever. It's like you do that, you end up with like a STD or something, or you get somebody pregnant or whatever, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or you get put on child support. that's what you get. You know what I mean? So don't do it. It's just, I feel like people are not God fearing no more. Yeah,
there's a lot of, I read the Bible every day, and that's something I've been doing. Even I just use the Bible app for me personally, because it's made it easy, and so I try to stay on that, and that helps. But it's like anything, so it's like a fight, and me and Kurt, we running Clear Life, this is kind of the things that we talk about. It's like, if you don't study for your fights, you're not going to be prepared for the test. Mm-hmm. With the Bible, if you don't study for life, if we don't study for our broadcasts, if we're not ready, and then we just expect to go out there whenever we get tested in something, and I've been guilty of that I don't know how many times, where I'm just not ready, I'm not prepared up here or in my heart, and then you fail the test. But it's okay, you can pick yourself back up and try and do it. But for me, like even the Bible app, just trying to talk about things to be prepared for whenever that test comes, and pray to God that I pass it and have faith. The Bible even says He's not going to give us anything that we're not able to stand up against. Yeah. And that's good to know that it says He'll always give us a way out. Yeah. So no, I like it. Yeah. I like it.
I think the Bible is it's hard to like understand. Right now I just finished reading Matthew, now I'm trying to read the whole New Testament, or the Gospels, and a lot of it's like, it's almost like how I study for fights. Like I'll like read, and then I'm like, dude, what? And I'll
Yeah.
go back and then read it again. Like, bro, I'm still not.
What does
and
it
then
say?
go back and then read it again, and then trying to make like trying to have clarity out of it, and it's kind of hard. But dude, it's like it's just about trust. I feel like, I mean that's what faith is. Faith is believing, right? And then when you believe in something, you're trusting in that. So like I trust in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ lived a sinless life, and there's evidence that he like person, place, thing, like he was in a real place, in a real time.
Mm-hmm.
He's a real person, and he resurrected. Now it's like I feel like humans have a hard time with like looking at something or not looking at something and believing in it. But then also I feel like people like pick and choose what to believe in for like what's best for them.
Right.
And I feel like there's people have like their own truths and stuff like that, but I feel like there's like you can have your own truth, but there's really one truth to me.
Yeah.
And what is that? But yeah, so like reading the Bible and stuff like that, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because it's a different place, a different setting, in a different time period. They spoke different and things like that.
Right.
The easiest thing to understand for me though, and I feel like it translates to like the whole Bible, is like the book of Proverbs. I read a proverb every day, at least I'm trying to.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Proverbs is just like guidance. You should do this. You should do this. If this. It's like that's like super like self-explanatory, and it's like, dude, this is like true. Like it's pretty crazy.
The Amplified version is what I've been reading whenever I go on there, and the Amplified is cool because it does give more. It amplifies instead of it can take a short scripture and it's more to read, and it makes it a little bit longer, but it does give some extra context and explanation. Yeah. And then the other thing on that, through the app, there's different devotions and things that break down. Like, so it's like, hey, here's 5 verses, out of this one, and then it goes back and then you read. It's a whole write-up, an article on what it's saying, and then I'll go back and then read it again, and it's pretty cool to see, and it'll explain like, well, why was this said? This is what they were doing during that time, so it's kind of cool. Yeah, for me, to see something else that I thought was interesting. And this is something I read yesterday, but it's talking about Paul, he's writing in one of his letters, and it says, faith, hope, and love, and out of the greatest of these is love. It's talking about an agape love, which I guess in the Greek, which the Bible that was written, there's
unconditional love.
Yeah, an unconditional love, like a love to give my life for you, like Jesus did for us, right? And so there was different loves, but it talks about that being the greatest one. But then, whenever in the devotion part, the guy went back and was talking about in heaven that there may not be faith and hope because we won't need it. We're not going to need to have faith to believe in, that Jesus died, or hope that he's right here and it's going to be. There. And so to me, it's just kind of, I was like, wow, it kind of had a mini mind explosion, because those are things that they may not even need in heaven. And so I'm like, how many other things do they have that we don't even have? Whether that's maybe what we would consider emotions, or what we would consider things that are here, there's no pain, suffering. There's things that are just going to be gone. And even though faith and hope are good things, potentially those would be gone, at least from that author's perspective, which kind of made my mind just like, oh, that's kind of cool to think about just for a bit.
Yeah. But, dude, I read the Christian Standard Bible, CSB. Sorry. I might try the Amplified version.
Do you have the Bible app? It's super.
Yeah, I do have the Bible
app.
So
it's super easy just to pop back and forth.
Yeah, I read it out of actual Bible though. That somebody got me. Yeah, I might have to try that, because some stuff is like God, I don't understand. Like, what does this mean? I mean, I'll do like research and just research and stuff like that, and then like try to figure it out. That's why it's taking me so long to read the Bible, because I'm just not going out there and just
Yeah.
Getting through it. I'm like actually like trying to study it.
Yeah, that's cool. I think there's different ways, even that you can read any information, whether it's the Bible or whatever. I have multiple Bibles, but one I have someone gave me. It's actually in order. So some of the books are. It's not Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Number. It goes in the order of how it happened. Which is like, oh, that's actually
really
pretty. It's kind of neat, because there's some things that are in the New Testament that when someone's talking and it's like, so it goes in order. And then I have another one that's like, it's called a quick scan. And so it takes out some of the these, thous, this. And so you would be able to read it faster. But that is just to get through. So not necessarily a studying thing. It's like, hey, I'm going to try and read Genesis, or whatever. And then just to go through and stuff. For me, like I have to, if I'm reading actual book, just like a couple pages a day. I'm big on audiobooks too. I've been back into those more. But I like those as well. Just like driving, whatever. My kids aren't in the car, then I'll put that stuff on. So some Christian stuff, some like psychological stuff, some political stuff. Honestly, even stuff I don't necessarily agree with personally. I like just seeing where everyone's coming from.
Yeah, I like for when I'm like driving and stuff. I like listen to different maybe pastors or like scholars or stuff like that to see what they have to say. But like when I'm reading out, I'm like sitting down on the couch or sitting down outside or something reading, or laying in the bed reading or something. Cool. Something like that. So
really, a goal is to run for president one day?
Yeah, dude. Like this, I feel like it's just so simple. You know what I mean? I'm gonna run for president. That's a goal for sure.
You heard it here first.
I run for president, dude.
That's a Clear Life Media exclusive.
Yeah, you can run for president. Anybody can run for president.
Right.
I'm running. Hopefully I can pull some
policies, common sense.
Yeah, so yeah, common sense. Like this is so like, and then just bring it back. I'm bringing it back to religion. Yeah, I would bring it back to religion. Yeah. Or not religion. I'm bringing it back to Christianity, which this country is like founded on.
Yeah, well, I think even if someone is not a Christian, there are principles in the Bible, like the 10 Commandments. There's things that are true, whether you believe in the Bible or not. If you are sowing and reaping, if you're generous, even in kindness, or you want friends, show yourself friendly. I mean, those are things that are true, whether you believe, one word of the Bible or not.
Yeah.
If there's somebody or a friend that needs help, the Bible says take care of the widows and orphans. And those are things that if you do, like, you will find, man, life worked, there's things that you may not make the correlation, but I think that those principles, whether you're a Christian or not, will work for you.
And it's like, for me, it's like, dude, where do like a human's moral code, where does it come from? Like, what is good? Like, who says like what is good and what is like evil or bad? I guess where does that come from? And I feel like if we don't have a origin of that, which is God, then we can't criticize people that do wrong, if that makes sense. So like,
and there is no wrong.
Yeah, then there is no wrong. There is no wrong. So we can't criticize rapists and pedophiles or serial killers or whatever. But we know in our moral like code that is wrong. So where does that come from? We wouldn't just put here with no moral code. Somebody, you know what I mean? Somebody said that this is right and this is wrong. And the Bible explains that a lot.
Yeah. One of the audiobook I'm listening to now is called Behave. And it's long. Like it's like 30.
Dude, I can't listen to audio
30 hours of audio, but I'm down to the last 10, and I've been working on this book. I've been working on this audiobook for a while. Yeah. I listened to it sped up. So like on 1.5, because I'm trying to get through, but to where I can still understand, what's going on. But it's interesting because it's talking about cultures. It's talking about just different things. But the psychological side, like just experiences. Everyone's different, different in, you know, upbringing, all kinds of different things. It's interesting. And so one of my friends who he trains at Peak Jiu-Jitsu, he's also like a rocket scientist, and it's crazy the people that you'll meet
nerd
in combat sports. But he was a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
He's a blue belt, but he's like super freaking tough, like Navy SEAL. Like,
you say he's like a rocket scientist?
Yes, but
dude, that's hard.
So the last thing that went up to the moon, he was like in charge of it. So like something went up to the moon like earlier this year, and then they're making another. They're creating the next one to go up to the moon. Like, I promise you, I can't remember the name. They called it Odysseus or something, but he named it. He had this whole thing about behind it. But
really,
just a really smart. I want to get him in here, and I've told him, because he'll do like these. He does like these book reviews, and he does other stuff. He's lived a crazy life that sounds like it's made it. Like, whenever I first met him, I'm like,
yeah,
is this real?
Yeah.
Like,
I've learned that people cannot, like, the human mind cannot fabricate like a lie like that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
if it's too crazy,
if it's too crazy, like, I don't think the human mind can like fabricate it.
Yeah.
Like the Bible, like people say like it's not real. Like, you can't fabricate that stuff. I feel like you just can't fabricate it, and it all correlates and stuff. You just can't do it. The human mind is not capable of doing that. It just has to happen. Like, that's crazy.
I would like to go over there one day, you know, if it's safe, or take my wife or family or something like that.
To like what?
To go like to Jerusalem, to go like to Israel, to go over there and just see, because it's like it's these places are still there.
Yeah, they're still, like, they're there. Like, these are real places. This is like, the Bible is it's a history book, and it's backed up by so much evidence.
And you can go see it.
Yeah, I don't understand how people still don't like, or like in the days of, I just learned about this like earlier this week in church on Sunday, like the Ark of the Covenant, that King Solomon or whoever, I keep forgetting. I think it was King Saul, I think, or it was one of them. I can't remember, but that's still there. Like, it's still there today, and that dates back so long ago. Like, how can people not believe in this? Like, this is real. Like, you can go over there and look at it, type of thing.
I think, we're crazy. So far removed, you know, from it, and it's like, it is over there. Like, if we had a chance to go,
dude, it's like
it'd be like, oh, this is the stuff right here.
Yeah, it's like right in front of you.
Yeah,
like, it's right there. And I think Western civilization is so far from it, because we're not over there.
Yeah. Man, Doug, thank you for hanging out today. Again, remind people, how can they follow you on social media? And
Doug Mcfarland, or Doug Mcfarland MMA on Instagram. That's the username or tag or whatever it's called. I don't know. And
I'm looking forward to hearing the fight news, the official announcement. But we did get the
Chris
official
gonna come out of it sometime. I don't know. I see a whole bunch of submission series stuff. There ain't nothing wrong with submission series. I love submission series. But dang, it's right around the corner. You gotta start promoting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get these fights happening.
This is Guardy with Clear Life Combat. Make sure you follow Doug Mcfarland on social media. Y'all stay up to date. Everything's going on. Y'all be blessed.